Hey everybody, welcome to Everyday Upland. So the whole reason behind this channel is to watch gameplay, information, strategies, various topics. I'm just gonna come on here. This is like my first time being on YouTube, my first YouTube channel. I play Upland and I really enjoy this game. So I'm just going to be showing you some of the strategies and some of the things I do in this game to go from a visitor all the way up to a director. I think I'm a director right now. Um, so yeah, so for now, I'd like you guys to like and subscribe to my channel for future videos that I'll be putting out. I hope to come on daily. It may not happen every day, but the whole point is for me to come on, show you some of my properties, show you some of my strategies, give you guys some ideas on how to make money in this game. So, and yeah, that's it. So here we go. Let's go. So right now I'm in Detroit. I started off in Cleveland. I have a lot of properties in Cleveland. I got like 36, 37 properties in Cleveland. All right. I don't want you guys to make the same mistake I did with Cleveland, because what I did with Cleveland was that when I first got in the game, I think I had about 4 or 5 thousand UPIX, so I was willing to put money in, and I didn't realize, I didn't know much about the game. There wasn't a lot of content out there, and that's another reason why I started this channel, because I feel there should be more content for Upland so more people can get involved, because new players is what keeps the game going. So, like I was saying, I was in Cleveland and I was just buying properties all over, everywhere. But you know what? I didn't mint any. I think all the properties in Cleveland were already minted, meaning purchased by someone. So someone is able to go in and bought the property first and then resell it on the secondary market. And there's a lot of mistakes I made, to be honest, and I put in a lot of money. I watch a lot of different guys here on YouTube to try and get a better understanding of how the game works. But first, let me give you a quick layout. I forgot to do that. Okay, so this button here at the bottom right are all the buttons that are very important, and it's something you need to understand while playing this game. So these three little buttons here, I call this borders, right? This is marketplace and this is the search. So the borders, I'm going to turn it on right now, so you can see each one of the cities or towns or counties or regions within each city. This is very important. This center button here, right, is something that eventually you will have to go to, because they have this thing called collections. So collections, like I said, I'm in Detroit. Let me change it, and I'll explain all of this as we go along and as we learn to play this game. So each individual who buys a property in Cleveland, there's always one collection for that city. And if you buy three properties, you can post them and increase your earnings, right? You may not understand what I mean when I say about earnings. So when you buy a property in Upland, let's go to this property that I have here, right? Say you buy a property, this is one of my properties. I paid this. This is on the secondary market. I didn't mint it for that original price. Someone sold it to me at that price, right? So you can obviously sell, you can send. So your block explorer, this little man over here, right? It floats around the city. And when you see a property that you like, you can send your block explorer to it, and you can go there. There's this thing called sends. There's so much, but you go to this property, you click on the property, and it gives you the details. So monthly earnings, right? So when you buy this property, you right away start making 38 UPIX and 95 cents per month, right? All of the properties that you purchase, you are able to make a monthly UPEX, which you see right here in the top right hand corner here. So this is what I've made from about 7 o'clock this morning. I try to collect mine every, let's see, 10 to 16 hours. I don't leave it because in Detroit, I'm selling a lot of my properties. And quickly, as I'm here, this little airplane here. So if you are new to the game, this is called a send. So your little block explorer now has to, let me zoom in. Okay, oops, too much. So you have to go here, right? You click on the property, you click send. When you click send, your block explorer from wherever it is on the map comes here. You get this little airplane. You click on the airplane because you have to be within a certain range. So this would be the range right here. So you could send to any one of these properties. What I try to do is I always try to find the properties with the cheapest UPEX cost because this amount of UPEX gets taken from your account. So when I click on the property or land on any one of these properties here in this region here, I can now click on the sends. The sends give you the ability to move from one city to another. Okay, come on. What's wrong with this thing? Okay, right. So if I was here at this property, let's say this property here is not my property, and I want to go to a property over here, I need to use one of those cents that I picked up. So if I do that, I'll have to go back to Detroit because I'm in Detroit. The whole point is you click on the property that you want to go to and you hit send. This little button here. You send to that property. And that's how you maneuver and move wherever you want to go because your block explorer actually doesn't go where you want it. It goes wherever it wants. So yeah. So like I'm saying, when I was in Cleveland, I just bought everything that I saw, and my goal was to accumulate the most monthly earnings. And being in Detroit, I realized that's not really the smartest move. So here's my Block Explorer. I just finished doing one of the Motor City tours. So Upland, every new city that it opens, it does a tour. You have to register for it, and you go through the tour. And when you go through the tour, you pay about $2,000. That's what I paid, 2,000 UPEX. I'm gonna get UPEX and dollars confused quite often, so just in your mind, just switch it out for UPEX. You pay 2,000 UPEX, you get it back at the end of the tour, and also you get zero point 0.1 Spark. Spark is a very, very, very important item in this game. It's fuel for the game. It helps you build houses. It's a major part of the game. Like if you're just coming into the game now, you've come in at the most perfect time because here in Detroit, like I said, so I finished this tour here and it goes all over Detroit. At the end, I get my $2,000 back, and then eventually Spark will be deposited into my account. So let's go back. So being in Detroit as a newcomer, now is the best time to start. So this property here that you see these letters on FSA, um, oh, I just had the meaning of it in my brain, but it just left. So, but it's for people that are new. So if you're new and you're a visitor or you are an uplander, you have certain like uplanders have to earn an income or um, a value, not a value. What would I say there? Um, Anyways, so when you're new to the game, right, you have access to these properties. I'm a director at the moment, so I do not have access to these. I have to buy all the other properties that don't say FSA on them, right? So these are for the new people who can come in. You buy an FSA property. Let me find one that has been minted yet, because Detroit has so many of them all over the city that is not minted, and you can go, and here we go. So this is what an FSA would look like. So you going in, unlike me in Cleveland, you go in, you find an FSA property. Say you start off with 4 to 6 thousand UPIX, right? You send to the or you get your block explorer, you send to one of these properties. You cannot send to properties that aren't minted. So minted are properties that someone who um, Block Explorer hovers over the property, it pops up in the list of properties that you're able to mint. So mint means that you're able to bring it out from the color gray, which this is, and when you purchase it, it will automatically go to this light blue color. When you put it up for sale, it goes into this green color. But that's not for now with the sale. So when you purchase this property, you will purchase it at 6,270 UPIX, and your monthly earning will be 7584 UPIX, right? So you will be able to make that per month. But the whole point of this game is really for you to make money. And to start, I wouldn't suggest you go around buying properties looking for monthly earnings. Like you really have to put in maybe 2, 3,000, 4,000 US dollars to be able to make, I don't know, based on what properties you buy, to make um what, 50, 60, 100,000. Because if you're lucky enough and you put in, say, 3,000, $4,000, and you're able to buy, say you're able to buy three properties that are a million each, like in LA, which properties are crazy there. The value for them are 1.2 million up, which is about 1,200 US dollars, for example. And you're able to say you're able to buy three, and your monthly earn is between 40,000 to 80,000 or something. You buy three, and then once you put them in the collections here, let this load up. So anywhere here in this collection, let me go back to Detroit. Detroit, yes. So when you put it in any one of these collections here, you get a little reward, and it increase your earning potential. So now, when you buy your properties and you put it in, when you click on this little thing here, it tells you what it's eligible for. So if you put it in the Detroit collection, you're making the max money. If you put it in newbie, you're making 144, which is the start, but you're still making more than the base number. So you get in this game, don't chase monthly earning, especially when you're in Detroit. Put 50, 60 bucks in the game. I would say $60. I know it's play to earn, but you got to pay to earn in this game. It should be pay to earn, not play to earn, right? Because in order for you to really be able to make some money, you got to be able to put a little bit of money in, buy up a whole bunch of properties, flip them, and then continue on in the game. So you buy a property, for example, an FSA, and you put it up for sale. Don't be greedy. Whatever you want to mark it up, you can go based off what's in the neighborhood, right? So that one's 11,000. So there you go. So you could mint this one and sell it for 10,000, right? You make a little bit of money. Upland gets their cut. So every time you make a purchase, Upland gets a cut out of it. Every time someone buys a property from you, Upland gets a cut out of everything, right? It's a part of the community. That's why you're able to go to not treasure. Treasures is another thing. You go to collections, and that's why you're able to get um, these boosts, the 2000, the boost, all these different things, right? Because that transaction fee is what is used to give you your reward and your boost and stuff like that. The community is community of Upix is a ton, right? So there's a lot of guys who make a lot of money in this game. There's one billionaire so far. He's at about 1.4, almost 1.5 right now. You will figure out who I'm talking about because he wins. I'll tell you who it is. He wins all the auctions that Upland does. He buys almost everything. That individual, I'm sure he probably makes. I'm just gonna make a wild guess. Half a million upex a day. I believe that's how much he makes per day or a week because he owns some of the most outrageous properties, size properties. But anyway, so in Detroit, you just go, you buy your FSAs. Eventually, I'll figure out. I don't remember at this time what FSA stands for. Um, so eventually, I'll tell you in my next live, or I may. Um, Eventually, I'll tell you. Okay. So yes, you buy your FSAs, you mark it up a little bit, you flip it, and then you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over until you're able to build up your UPEX and your net worth. A secret to when you're building up your net worth, after you reach, I think it's 10,000 um, net worth, you go from like a well, you started as a visitor. I think once you put money in the game, I think you automatically go to a uplander. Because when you're a visitor, I was a visitor for probably about a week and a half. When you're a visitor, you have to keep doing something about visas. That was when I started. I've been on this game for about 6 months, and right now, like as you see, I'm a director. Is this no? This is not me. Sorry, sorry about that. Let me go. Yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. After 6 months in the game, I've probably put half or 3/4 of my net worth, my total net worth, into this game. I've flipped a lot of properties in Detroit. Detroit's been my best experience out of all of these other cities that I'm in, and I'm not in all cities. I'm probably in 3 or 4 cities. I'm all over Cleveland, as you guys saw. I'm in LA. I'm in Alameda. I have one property, I think, in Bakersfield. So I'm not spread. Like a lot of these guys have properties in every city. I'm only in a few. Only in cities that I was able to make money. Um, Detroit's one of my best so far. Like I don't have a lot of properties, but almost all of these properties that you see here in blue are up for sale because Detroit is one of the best cities I've found so far for flipping. Like you're able to go in, mint a property. Let me show you. Let me go back. I forgot to tell you that when you float over the property, how to mint it. But Detroit's been one of those properties that I was able to find a lot of good deals and find a lot of good deals. Okay, perfect. All right. So when your block explorer goes over a property that hasn't been minted, so the minted ones are these light blue, it turns light green. So if I had 128,000 UPEX, right? I can just click right here, boom, and buy. And then this little whole celebration comes up and stuff. I bought a property early. I don't want to buy any more properties now, but I will probably show you in another live how to do so because um, in the last couple of days, I've probably made about 40 or 50 thousand dollars in in UPEX sales, and I've just been looking and buying properties. And another thing, not all properties are able. You see this button here where it says street? It's very important. You don't necessarily want to see a property and just automatically buying it. I like to see what I'm buying. So Google, okay, this one doesn't open up, but this is how I get it. All right, so say I want to look at this one here, right? And I can't see because sometimes these large ones, I guess they don't incorporate that into the game because it's so big. So if I want to see it, I just click on a property across the street from it. I click more and I go street. So this is the property that I just clicked on, but I want to look at the property that's across the street. So it's a big parking lot or soon to be parking lot. So this property here is 247,000 UPEX, right? And it pays a monthly earning. Ooh, not bad. Say 3,000 up to 3,700, 3,750. That's pretty good. But you're paying pretty much $247 for to make what, $2 and maybe 90 cents. Say $3. But anyways, these properties, don't buy these at the start. You buy the small properties, especially properties that has a tag on it. These go fast in this game. When you're able to buy property with tags on them, you're able to sell them for these types of amounts of money. This is like completely crazy. 818,000. Let's see what this property looks like. Always look at the property. Can't see it. So let's see if I can look at this one. And then I will turn it around. Maybe this is it right here. If not, just a big building. It's a massive building. You know how Detroit is. Detroit is the motor city, so there's a lot of industrial buildings all over the city. One thing that I wanted to get, and like this is why I say it's important to look at the properties. Okay, so I did a little bit of research. I didn't want to do any research to be honest for Detroit because I wasn't planning on spending any money, but I saw this property and I said I had to pick it up and I'll show you why. Okay. Okay, so street art in Detroit is quite popular. Let this load up. So this was one of my first purchase right here because I just love the street art here. And there's so many more places that are like this. So many, right? So this one is not up for sale, but majority of my other properties are. Let me see if I can find one that is. Let's see here. Okay, all these guys here are for sale. So, and see, look at my price, 2,100, 22,000, right? Look at that. I don't know how long this guy's had this up for sale, but I will. There's a better chance of me selling all of these properties to maybe one or two people before this guy sells his. Right? Look at that. Okay, not bad. See, that makes sense. So he's probably gonna sell his way before mine. Right? But this is how you do it. You put a little markup in, and you sell your properties. 75,000. Like I don't know. These guys are so high. Oh man. But anyways, that's okay. I don't mind. I like it because that's just better for me. It just makes it possible for me to sell my properties a lot faster. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah. So you click, and this button just locates wherever your block explorer is. That's all it really does. So wherever he's floating around, this button here sends you to the block explorer. The block explorer is floating all over, right? So this button here is the main button in the game. So you can see all your properties, all the collections, messages, and the messages are just right now at this moment are for when you make sales, people make offers to you, and stuff like that. And treasure hunts. This is why, as a new player, you don't need to mark up your properties by a ton. Reason being is treasure hunts. They have competitions every week. There's always somebody. Oh, let's see here. History. Right. So these guys are playing and finding treasures all the time. All these guys that you see here. Let's see where what. Okay, he's a pro. Wow, he's good. Okay, director. Let me see. Okay. Not finding one. So, oh, these guys are on. Okay, so this tells me that a lot of the people here a lot of the players, okay, an executive. So someone like this, right, will be the person to buy your FSA property. Why? Because if I go back to Cleveland, let's go back to Cleveland, right? You notice that I have properties all over the map. This is for one reason, because when I want to do the treasure hunts, it doesn't cost me anything to jump from this property to this property to this property. But every other property, I have to pay. And now, okay, let me go back to Detroit and show you because I'll be able to move around. So I just bought a property here recently. Where did I buy it? Where is it? Right here. Right. So I just bought this property. So I can send to this property, doesn't cost me a thing. So when you buy your FSAs, and I suggest you buy your FSAs all over the city, um, it's going to be more expensive in all of these cities or towns or regions because they're on the collections. You get a little bonus and stuff like that. So it may be a little bit more expensive for these properties, but not FSA, secondary market. Okay, so let's get into secondary market. So the secondary market is this button here. You click on this button. So everything on your screen that is in green, all these green dots are all properties that are up for sale. So if you just want this little section here, you really got to zoom in, right? Okay, not too many properties there for sale. Let's okay. So say all of this right here. You want to check to see you want to buy a property here. You want to get some of these ones because maybe you're past that point where you don't have access to FSAs anymore. You hit the secondary market button. We call it second. I call it secondary market. So it's the market button. All these properties. So you just click on the address. It takes you to the property, right? So you see that this property here is for sale. And always check the street view. It's just an open piece of land. But that really doesn't matter, to be honest, because you'd be putting a building, a structure like this on here. Let me show you guys this. This is where spark comes in. So the more spark you have, so this guy has zero point 0.8 spark, and it's gonna take him 46 days to build this property that he's building here. Right? So you can buy these green ones, you can buy properties that already have townhouses. You know you're gonna pay a little bit extra for it, but it's there. Um, yeah, so that's how you're able to see what's on the secondary market. So whenever you buy your FSAs now and you have them up on sale, someone who is always in these treasure hunts, one of these guys here, right, will most likely buy one of your properties because maybe in this area on the map, central west side or southwest, central southwest, he probably doesn't have any properties here. And it's for his benefit to buy a property here. So the next time he's doing a treasure hunt, he's able to move all over the map at no extra cost, right? That's why whenever you buy a FSA property, you don't need to mark it up to these huge fees. You don't need that. Just mark it up a little bit. I would suggest anywhere between 1.5 to about 3 times what you paid for it. Anywhere in between that. It's up to you. Use your discretion on what you want to do. And you go ahead, you put it on the market and try to make some money and increase your net worth. So and last but not least is the search. So the search is just a search for addresses. So if you are playing on your mobile device, which I do a lot, I screenshot a lot of places that I like, and sometimes I won't get it right away because I just want to collect a little bit more. Let's show you. So when you click on that, it shows you all the properties that you collect from. See, I got properties in LA, Cleveland, Detroit, LA, I think Alameda. So there we go. There's four cities right there. I think that's it. Those are the four cities that I have on my properties. And I just collect, and then I go back, I hit the search button here, boom, type in the address, and it brings me right to the address. So right as you start the game, the first thing you do is you click this little button here. It brings up all the borders, right? Then you just zoom in, pick anywhere you want to go, zoom in, and just see what properties where you can find deals. There's lots of deals all over the city. See that this one's not that bad, right? So like for me, I can't buy FSA properties. So a property like that, if you notice, doesn't say FSA on it, right? There's a few here that doesn't say FSA on it. So I can buy some of these properties and put them back up for sale. Let's see how much this one is. Yeah, 6,000. So let's see here. Let's see how much he probably paid. Paid 4,000 and he's selling it for 6,000. So that's more reasonable. His property. Not saying it will go fast, but it'll probably be one of the first properties within this area if someone goes like that and hits it, and it goes from the lowest to the highest, right? So his property somewhere is probably this one here. All right, let's see. Okay, that's a different one. But you get the idea, right? The property's there. He's only selling for 6,900, and this is why you don't want to mark it up too much. Because look at this list, right? And it's sorted by lowest to highest. Look at this list, right? There's so many people and so many properties. I gotta send my block explorer right here. Hit send. This property pops up, right? Property pops up, and then it turns into light green. Once it turns into light green, I'm able to make a purchase, and then I can put it back up. So approximately this property here is approximately the same size. So he's selling it for 42,000. That's not so bad, right? Yeah, yeah. So this one you could sell for approximately the same amount as that. Yeah, so this is what it's gonna be like every day here on the channel. Today I'm not really going to go into my properties too much. That will be further on down the road because at the end of the day, I want to give some insight as for new players. Um, in the game because new players are a key part of the game. I was out a new player 6 months ago, and I want you guys to get in the game, start buying properties, start selling properties, and that will just keep the game going. Like right now, I think there's almost 300,000, close to 300,000 people in this game right now. Um, when new cities come out, it's a mess. Like it's a mess. You guys will experience that. There's supposed to be another new city coming out, but my suggestion is you can always do whatever you feel. But I would suggest you start off in Detroit. You can find properties that are 2, 3 thousand. In the beginning, you're able to find properties that are 1,800 UPEX, all that type of stuff. The reason why they're so cheap is because during the LA release, like you had FSA properties that were like 11,000. And remember, when you start this game off, you're only getting like 4 or 5,000. You couldn't buy nothing in LA. Like I put in 800,000 UPEX in LA. I would probably only put about 3 to 400,000, right? Maybe four, maybe less than 400,000. Let's say 400,000. I put into Detroit. I've already made that back already in flipping properties, and I think flipping properties is the way to go. Um, it's the best way to increase your wealth in this game. And on my next live, I will give you some tips on where to buy. As I said earlier, buying properties that are labeled like this, they go fast, very fast, right? They go very fast. But there's also other ways of that you could buy properties and still be able to sell them pretty quickly. A lot of the people who sell these properties, right? Let me find one that is so like, there we go, another airplane. So you can get that. All right, so here we go. Captain Jack fish and chicken. Look at the price of these things, right? Just because it has a label on it. These labels in the future are going to be very important because they make you stand out more than all the other ones here. So this guy has a McDonald's, right? Let's see. Not bad. That's pretty good. These stand out more than all the other properties. So if you want to build something here, there's supposed to be businesses in Upland. I haven't seen or heard anything about that yet. Maybe coming out. But these buildings stand out, and when you build a building and start a business, it'll be a little bit easier to find because you can say I'm located at such and such street, the McDonald's on the corner, and people will be able to find you. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys can like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to do this on a daily basis because I think that Upland game needs more people talking about the game, showing you their strategies, or just even just playing the game. That is something that I feel like it's something that's very important. This is why I'm here, and this is why I have my YouTube channel. I hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and sign up to Everyday Upland. See you next time. Ooh, and bro.